Good evening. Would you please turn off your cell phones or silence them at this time? We'll be starting in about 5 minutes and would like for everyone to find their seats and remain seated. Thank you very much.
Shame on you.
Good evening. Will you please stand for the processional and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem? Thank you.
Will you please remain standing and join me in the singing of the national anthem?
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rifted, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
Thank you. You may be seated. Good evening. I'm Dr. Martha Bands, Associate Dean for the College of Liberal Studies, and on behalf of the University of Oklahoma Board of Regents, University President David L. Boren, Dean James P. Pappas, and the faculty and staff of the entire college, we want to welcome you to this, our May 2016 Liberal Studies Convocation. Graduates, this is a wonderful day for you, the day that you become officially an alumnus of the University of Oklahoma. We want to congratulate you. We hope that your time with us here in the College of Liberal Studies has changed you, and that it has been an important part of your lifelong educational journey. We are indeed honored that you chose to study with us, and we are really delighted to celebrate today with you. You have become an important part of our college story, and we hope that as you go from here that you will stay in touch. We want to know where you will go, what you will do, the things that will change because of your influence. We want updates on how you are helping to make our world a better place. At this time, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce and recognize the platform party that is seated here to my left. As I read their names, I would request each one to stand, and I would like to recognize them as their name is called. First, Dr. Shad Satterthwaite here, right on the end, is our convocation speaker for today. Next to him, Dr. James Pappas is the Dean of the College of Liberal Studies. Mr. Frank Rodriguez is our Director of Operations and Student Support Services, and Ms. Michelle Schultz is there on the end of the second row, is our CLS Advising Coordinator. Please join me in thanking these guests and members of our administrative staff for joining us today. We also want to recognize the faculty and staff members who have joined us for this celebration as well, and many of these are individuals who have played a really important part in your educational journey. And one of the interesting things about being a predominantly online college is that for many of you, this is probably the first time that you may have ever seen them in person. So we want to recognize them today. And I, again, would ask the members of our faculty to stand as I call their names. We have with us today Dr. Tricia Blaine, Dr. Paul Dyer, Dr. Steve Goldberg, Professor Kay Ham, Dr. Jeffrey Maiden, Dr. Paul Ketchum, Dr. David Kimmel, Dr. Mary Luman, Dr. Catherine Roden, Dr. Roxana Alavi, who is actually serving as in Marshall, so she's right down here, Dr. John Duncan, who is also serving as a marshal, Dr. Todd Westwald, and Dr. John Buchanan. Did I get everybody? Is anybody missing? Wonderful. Please join me in thanking them for being here today and for the role they had in your education. As I mentioned, serving as faculty marshals for today's event are two of our full-time faculty members for the College of Liberal Studies, Dr. Roxana Alavi here and Dr. John Duncan. I would ask them to stand and so we can recognize you officially. It is also a real privilege for me to introduce today's banner carrier, Mr. Leland Dye. Lee, would you stand, please? Leland. Lee earned his Bachelor of Arts in Administrative Leadership, graduating with a 4.0 and graduates therefore with special distinction. He is retired from the U.S. Army with 23 years of service, and while in the Army, Lee was highly decorated, receiving 17 medals. Congratulations, Leland. His complete biography is in your program. And now I would like to introduce Dr. James Pappas, Dean of the College of Liberal Studies.
Thank you, Dr. Pants. Good evening, and allow me to add my congratulations to the graduates upon this occasion of their receiving their degrees. You graduates can be extremely proud of the degree you are receiving today, partially because of your personal accomplishments and partially because you will be receiving your diploma from the University of Oklahoma, which is clearly the premier institution in the state and is emerging as one of the outstanding public universities in the country. Additionally, you can be proud of the fact that you've completed your degree in the College of Liberal Studies. Our college is focused on helping working adults achieve their educational aspirations, even though they're often facing a number of competing life and employment demands. You can also be very proud of the fact that the College of Liberal Studies is one of the fastest growing colleges in the University of Oklahoma. Over the last decade, the College of Liberal Studies has grown on the average of 5 to 10% a year and is now the 5th largest college at the university. It is also the largest online college in the state of Oklahoma. We were very pleased to have recently been selected as one of the top 30 degree programs by U.S. News and World Report. And we were also recently suggested as one of the top 10 most affordable degrees by U.S. News and World Report. Our criminal justice degree was ranked number 6 nationally by bestcolleges.com. These are all the highest rankings of any college at OEU and any college in our geographic region. Further, the College of Liberal Studies has been adding degrees and programs at a very significant rate since 2000, when we grew from 4 degree programs to our current 10. Our intent is to continue to develop degree and certificate programs that are effective in helping students and their families in their career, in their ability to function as citizens, and in their ability to be good people in our state and nation. We are also extremely proud that a large portion of our program participants are in the military, and we thank those individuals and the people in this audience who are serving our country. Related to that, thank you, deserved. Related to that, we're also pleased to have received the highest ranking of being a military-friendly program by Military Advanced Educators magazine. Each year during this event, I will always remind the graduates of the old Oklahoma saying that if you see a turtle on a fence post, you know he did not get there by himself. While the saying is a bit colloquial, it makes my point and should remind the graduates that they would not be here today were it not for the help and support of many of you in the audience. As we did last night, for those of you that were there, I would like to also this evening ask our graduates to stand, face the audience, and applaud them for the support that they've received. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce our convocation speaker for the evening, Dr. Shad Satterthwaite. Dr. Satterthwaite is Assistant Vice President for Continuing Education Academic Programs. Before coming to OU Outreach, he served as a Special Assistant to President Bourne and as Equal Opportunity Officer for the university. He has also taught numerous political science courses at OU, managed the university's faculty and residence program, and served as an adjunct faculty member in the College of Liberal Studies and in advanced programs. He currently serves as faculty advisor to the OU Student Veterans Association. Dr. Satterthwaite is also a lieutenant colonel in the National Guard and has served 2 tours in Afghanistan. Dr. Satterthwaite has been named Foundation of Defense of Democracy's Academic Fellow and the President's Distinguished Faculty Mentoring Program Outstanding Mentor. He also has received the University of Oklahoma Student Association's Outstanding Faculty Award. In addition to his many professional achievements, Dr. Satterthwaite has also published a variety of articles, papers, and other works, mostly focusing on political science, public administration, education, and history. He and his wife Valerie have 3 children. We are delighted that he was able to join us today, so please join me in extending a warm CLS welcome to our May 2016 Convocation speaker, Dr. Shad Satterthwaite.
Several weeks ago, I received a phone call from Dr. Bands. Knowing that I teach government and politics, she asked what I thought about free speech. I said, I'm all for it. She said, good. Dean Pappas and I would like you to give one. I said, you're going to get your money's worth. And that's what I intend to do here tonight. But right off the bat, let me first of all say this to you graduates here, and I think I can speak on behalf of all the faculty here that join me tonight. It's a great privilege for us to teach in the College of Liberal Studies. We know your backgrounds. When we go on at the beginning of each class and read your introductions, we are in awe of your background. You're working full-time. You're raising families. Some of you are in the service, and you're doing amazing things. One wish that I wish we could do is to have all of you in a classroom. And I think we would all think that would be just the most wonderful intellectual feast to be able to have the discussion that we have online together in a classroom setting. Let me just mention a few things tonight. On the morning following the 1988 presidential election, Leslie Stahl from CBS said this: last night, George Bush added the ultimate position to his resume, being elected the 41st President of the United States. Now, whether you think that's the ultimate position to put on anyone's resume or not, that may or may not be the case depending on your point of view. But nevertheless, I think those that sit in the Oval Office, the presidents that we have had and have something that we can look at, and perhaps there are things we can take and emulate and apply in our own lives. So I want to mention a few characteristics tonight that I think we can learn from presidents. The first is taking things on with an energy and enthusiasm. In 1932, Franklin Roosevelt was elected president in the midst of the Great Depression. Before the 20th Amendment was ratified, presidents were elected in November and they weren't inaugurated until March. He knew the country wanted action, and so he pledged during his first 100 days of office to get some things done. So he hit the ground running and started implementing all types of banking and economic reforms. Every president since Franklin Roosevelt has had a 100-day assessment from the media after that first 2 or 3 months in office. Franklin Roosevelt probably learned about enthusiasm from his uncle Teddy, who also served as President of the United States. Teddy Roosevelt was the first extreme sports president before we knew anything about extreme sports. He was just gung-ho with everything he did. Of course, we know about his safaris and so forth. He had a distinguished guest one time that went to visit him in the White House, and on his way he crossed a bridge in the Potomac and saw someone he thought looked strangely like the President of the United States dangling from a rope off of a bridge. When he got to the White House, he realized, yes, indeed, that was the President doing rope exercises off of that bridge. He would go on scrambles, leaving people that went behind him breathless. So it was like a fast-paced hike that he liked to take. Roosevelt, after he left office in 1908, decided to run again in 1912. While he didn't get his party's nomination, he decided to run on a separate party ticket, the Bull Moose Party. On his way to a campaign rally in Wisconsin, as he was getting close to the arena where he'd be speaking, a would-be assassin opened up and fired at him point blank. Roosevelt happened to have a 50-page speech folded in half in his breast coat pocket. That speech helped deflect the bullet, but it's still parts of it cut into his side, but it did not discharge into his lung. When he realized that his lung wasn't punctured, he decided to go on and give that speech. And he spoke for over an hour. And he said, "You see, it takes more than one bullet to kill a bull moose." With that enthusiasm, Roosevelt was asked to speak at Sorbonne University. This is the Harvard of France, if you will, in Paris. And he's going to lecture the French on citizenship, of all things, if you can imagine. This is where he gives his famous man in the arena speech and the famous line, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of good deeds could have done better. No, the credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood." And he goes on. Roosevelt set a good example of taking things on with energy and enthusiasm. You know, you'll find that life isn't necessarily making choices between things that are good and bad. And as you know already, most of the choices are more complex than that. There are so many good options out there. It's choosing between many good things. So what do we have to do? How can we decide what's good, better, or best? And how do we make use of our time in doing things that are even better and best than just the good things? It's a matter of setting priorities. Jimmy Carter was one of the hardest working presidents to ever occupy the White House. In fact, it was said of him that he worked long hours and didn't get much sleep. He said himself that he could either wake up at 8 o'clock and be rested, or wake up at 6 o'clock and be president. No one ever accused him of being lazy. But he took on so many things, so much so that Saturday Night Live began spoofing this with call-in shows to the president. One case in point, it's a status symbol in Washington, D.C. to schedule some court time on the White House tennis court. There was a squabble amongst his staff that broke out over scheduling. The matter reached the president. His solution? From that point forward, if you wanted a court time on the White House tennis court, you had to go through the President of the United States. As if the President of the United States didn't have anything better to do. I don't think he was filling any campaign promises or anything of that nature, but that's just how he was taking things on. When Ronald Reagan was elected, he was everything that Jimmy Carter was not. In fact, he didn't get up as early. He was known for leaving the office early, watching the news, and even taking naps on occasion. When Ronald Reagan was asked about this one time, in true Reagan fashion, got a grin on his face and said, "Well, they say hard work never killed anybody. But I figure, why take that chance?" He exuded charm. Even though he may not have applied himself quite like President Carter, he was seen as a very effective president. If you were to look at the Reagan presidency and see what his priorities were, strong national defense, tax cuts, and a smaller government. He got many of those things. Certainly implemented one of the largest tax cuts in history, reformed the tax code in 1986, built up a strong defense that led ultimately to the Berlin Wall coming down in 1989, a challenge he gave to Mikhail Gorbachev just years earlier. Reagan was seen as effective because of the priorities he set, not trying to take on too many things at once. The next characteristic I want to talk about is be prepared. That's not just the Boy Scout motto, it's a pretty good idea. Now, you're doing everything you need here tonight by getting your degree, preparing for the future. But you've got to think ahead. You've got to anticipate moves, just like a chess player, trying to anticipate what the next move would be. Lyndon Johnson was pretty good at this. Toward the end of his tenure in the Oval Office, Lyndon Johnson knew his health wasn't great. He was the beneficiary of some of the best medical care in the world for free as President of the United States, and he thought it would be nice to be able to have a physician when he left to accompany him down in his ranch in Texas. Several months before he leaves the office, he gives Harry Truman a call, who's still alive by then. And he said, Harry, he said, you and Bess are getting up there in age. He said, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to have a Navy corpsman, a physician, be stationed right down there next to Independence, so he will be on call anytime you need him. Now, Harry Truman, who was without guile, said, really, Lyndon? You would do that for me? Johnson replied, of course I would, Harry. You're a former president of the United States. It's the least I could do. And Truman was very grateful. Months go by. Lyndon Johnson leaves the office. He's very concerned about his public image and so forth. Goes down to his ranch, and certainly by now reporters find out that he has a taxpayer expense, a Navy corpsman there on call. And he's questioned about this to see if this is really good use of taxpayer dollars. Did he think that was really something that we should be spending money on? Johnson's reply, well, of course. Harry Truman has one. Speaking of Harry Truman, this leads to the next characteristic that I want to mention, and that is to be humble. Now, that might sound like an interesting characteristic for a president of the United States, but think about it in this way. Harry Truman was a reluctant president. He was serving as a senator from Missouri when Franklin Roosevelt was running for an unprecedented fourth term, and he felt it was necessary to change the vice president. Now, Truman wasn't necessarily Roosevelt's first choice, but he was sort of the least of the leftovers that would have made do, least worst option, I guess you could say. So he asked him. Now, Truman accepted because he felt that it was important to serve his country. He didn't want to turn down an invitation from the President of the United States, and he didn't want to hurt his party, so he accepted. 82 days after Roosevelt was inaugurated in his fourth term, he dies in office, and Truman becomes president. And he said it felt like the heavens, the stars, and the planets fell down on his shoulders. We're still in the middle of a war. It's still, World War II is still raging, and he's got all of this to deal with all of a sudden. He's in Washington late at one night. He's with some staff, and he takes his glasses off, and he rubs his eyes, and he said, you know, there are 1,000 people in this city that can do a better job at this than I can. Putting his glasses back on, he said, but it's my job to do. We need to get to work. Recognizing his weaknesses, and something that we learn as we increase our education is that we realize really how much we don't know, right? There's so much out there that we don't know, and Truman felt this way. But thanks to Truman, we get one of the most impressive cabinets and staff ever assembled, the Dulles brothers, Dean Acheson, George Marshall. These were the people that he worked with and implemented some wonderful things. The world would not be the same without this particular administration. When the war was over, there was a conference in Potsdam, Germany, and Truman was going to meet with his contemporaries, Winston Churchill from the UK, Joseph Stalin from the Soviet Union, and they were ironing out plans with the post-war Europe. They were staying in villas, and they each were taking turns one night to entertain delegations from these other countries. And Truman wanted to put on quite a show, and so a call went out. He asked for a concert pianist, and they found one. It was a sergeant serving in Paris by the name of Eugene List. They brought List to Potsdam and had him play, and he did a wonderful job performing for the delegations in the United States, the Soviet Union, and the United Kingdom. One of the delegates asked him to play a waltz by Chopin, and he said, you know, I don't have that particular piece memorized, but if you can find the music, I'm sure I could play it. They found the music. There was just one problem. Dr. Bantz could appreciate this. She's a concert pianist. He needed somebody to turn the pages. Who could do that? Nobody wanted to. Harry Truman, who had some piano training, stepped up, sat down next to Sergeant List, and turned the pages as he played the piano. Menial tasks were not beneath him as President of the United States when it came to serving others and providing an evening of entertainment for his guests. When Truman left office, someone asked him how he felt. He said, "I feel great. I get a promotion. I get to be a citizen again." You see, Truman knew who he served. He knew that he was accountable to the people and that they weren't there to serve him, but he was there to serve them. Being humble and having that same sense of humility will go far in the things that you graduates do as you go off and take these things of the world. The last point I want to make, which I think is an important quality and characteristic, something that I think I need to work on myself, and all of us can, some of us have the gift, but that is to maintain a sense of humor. I wish I could tell you tonight that when you leave here with your degree in hand, life will be all rosy. I think you're smart enough to know that's simply not going to be the case. It's going to be a rocky road with many challenges ahead. Maintaining a sense of humor at least helps take the edge off of some of those bumps. When George W. Bush was in his last few years of office, he was getting hammered on all sides, it seemed. He was invited to speak to a Washington correspondents' dinner to the very people that were very critical of his administration. What did he say? He said, quote, "A year ago, my approval rating was in the 30s. My nominee for the Supreme Court had just withdrawn, and my vice president had shot someone." Ah, those were the good old days. Last year at Southern Methodist University, George W. Bush was invited to give the commencement speech. That's the same university that houses his library. I'll say this in closing. George W. Bush said, "For those of you graduating with high honors and distinctions, I say well done. And, as I like to tell the C students, you too can be president." Thank you and congratulations.
Well, thank you, Shad, for that thoughtful presentation. And to remind you of this presentation,
It's like Christmas.
well, what we thought we had in there was a couple of bookends with the thinker. And so it was for the thoughtful presentation. Thank you. Let's give him another round of applause. Well, hopefully we can get through the rest of this without much. It is now my pleasure to announce the recipients of this year's Student Awards. Each year during the May Convocation, the college recognizes students for their outstanding academic achievement and leadership while completing their degrees. These awards result from a competitive process overseen by our College Awards Committee based on the nominations of our college's faculty members. Our award winners are seated with us on the platform today, and I would like them to come forward as I announce their award. The first award is named in honor of one of the founding members of the College of Liberal Studies, Dr. Jesse Burkett. The Burkett Award recognizes outstanding academic achievement by an undergraduate student, and this year's recipient is Sherry Gibson. Sherry is an undergraduate in our administrative leadership program, carrying a 3.95 GPA, which allows her to graduate with special distinction. Her story is common among our adult students in that she returned to college after several years hiatus. As her nominator Nina Livesey notes, Sherry excels in the comprehension and analysis of the course readings and in her composition skills. She has carefully and creatively weaved authoritative sources into her essays. On behalf of the faculty, congratulations, Sherry. For our next award, we would like to recognize the student chosen as the University of Oklahoma's Parent Association Outstanding Senior for the College of Liberal Studies. Each year, the OU Parents Association recognizes the all-around outstanding senior man or senior woman at the university. Additionally, the association presents an award of merit to the outstanding senior for each of the undergraduate colleges as selected by the dean and the staff. This award is based on outstanding achievement in scholarship, leadership, and service to the university and community. This year's outstanding senior for the College of Liberal Studies is Jennifer Wynn. Jennifer is a graduate in our Administrative Leadership Program, currently works as a paralegal for Mercury Insurance Group. She is also an Alumni Scholarship Awardee and an OU Honors Roll student. For her full biography, please see the Convocation program. In addition to the recognition here, Jennifer was also recognized during the halftime at OU's Dad's Day football game last fall, along with the outstanding senior students from other colleges. We are pleased that Jennifer could join us today to receive this award. A few weeks from today, you will each be receiving your official diploma from the university. But we don't want this day to pass without your having a tangible marker of this accomplishment. Your education has required great commitment. You have worked hard, sacrificed much, and spent many hours reading, writing, and thinking to earn your degree. At least I hope you have. For all that effort, the college thinks you deserve to receive a medal, and so we're going to give you one. As you walk across the stage in just a few moments, each of you will receive one of our 2016 Convocation medallions. This is a special recognition given to only those students who attend our Convocation ceremonies. We hope you will cherish it, that you will display it just as proudly as your diploma, and that you will wear it in the future when you attend alumni functions sponsored by our college. Graduates, in a moment you will be escorted to the stage. As you are, please give your name card to Ms. Michelle Schultz, who will announce your name. You will then proceed to the table on my left. You'll stand facing the audience. At that time, Dr. Vance will place the Convocation medallion around your neck, and you'll then proceed to cross the stage where I will greet you in front of the OU seal. There we'll present you with your official University of Oklahoma diploma cover. You will have your official graduation photo, and that time you'll exit the stage on your right. Someone will then direct you to the appropriate place for another graduation picture, and then you'll be directed back to your seat. Audience, please feel free to cheer your graduate. Come on closer and take pictures on the stage if you want. The only thing we ask is you not elbow anybody out of the way. And you can join in the celebration and the enthusiasm that the students will feel. And now we're ready to begin recognizing the May 2016 CLS graduates. I would like to ask Dr. Vance to once again approach the podium and recognize this year's master's graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Pappas. First, a word to all of our graduates, both those of you completing graduate degrees as well as those of you completing your undergraduate work. This is an incredible occasion for you. As we have said, you have persevered through many numerous family and professional obligations to earn this graduate degree. There were likely times that you thought this day would never come. Am I right? I witnessed that. But you did. You have done it. You have truly reached a great milestone, and we join you today to celebrate not only what you've already accomplished, but also the great things that lay ahead for each of you. We're excited about the leap forward that this means for your lives. Specifically for our master's graduates, I want to let you know that less than 10%, actually it's something more like 8%, of the American population has actually completed graduate degrees. So you can count yourselves among a very, very exclusive group of individuals. And even more importantly, it's estimated that master's degrees typically translate into increased earning potential of about $10,000 a year. So you just may want to know that so you can have a talk with your boss on Monday morning. Just a suggestion. For this convocation, we have 125 master's graduates, many of whom are able to be with us today. These represent the full range of our programs, including administrative leadership, criminal justice, museum studies, human and health services administration, and prevention science. And we are excited about all of you graduating with graduate degrees today. So on behalf of our graduate advisors, Michelle Schultz, Mackenzie Prater, Lindsay Gunderson, and Russ Tressner, congratulations to our graduates today. We will do this recognition in two parts. So master's graduates, will you please stand and come to the stage for presentation? And after they are finished, we will present the baccalaureate graduates.
Lee Dow. Marquita Pritchett. Courtney Cheney. Tristan Brienne Shaw Asbury. Dana Jean Northrup. Monica Lutz. Amanda Nelson. Kaylee Odom. Kelly Howerton. Jennifer Boyd. Thomas Walter Wedding. Michael Francis Wilson II. Christopher L. Smith, Chief Warrant Officer 3, United States Navy. Rebecca Stroh. Robert Roosevelt Carter III. Corbin Keith Taggart. Jerry Catcher Withrow Thompson. Sharon Sellers Milazzo. Lieutenant Junior Grade Kenneth Dwayne Tate, United States Navy. Bobby Joe Holliday. First Lieutenant Vanessa Weaver, United States Army. Maria Mendel. Megan Hicks. Mandy Nash. Pamela Lee. Gunnery Sergeant Jonathan Ferguson, United States Marine Corps. Billy Leith Evans, Jr., Department of Defense. Mark Anthony Plum. Jorge Morales. Command Sergeant Major Chris Schultenkemper, United States Army. Brian McElhaney. Michelle Kuster. Julie Spires. Kimberly Hagan. Caroline Lowery. Megan Rourke. Master Sergeant Malika Likovic, United States Air Force. Natalie Jo Eichelberger. Claudia Renee Espinoza.
Please join me in another round of applause congratulating our master's graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have 150 bachelor's graduates for this May Convocation, with many attending the ceremony. And I would like to take a special moment to recognize this is the largest graduating class in the history of the College of Liberal Studies, so we're really excited. In the program that you have before you, you will see a notation for those who are graduating with honors. Noted by 1 star, we have 14 students who are graduating with distinction, having achieved an overall GPA above 3.6. Noted by 2 stars, we have 9 graduates receiving special distinction with a GPA above 3.8. And last but definitely not least, we are honored to have 1 graduate today who has a perfect 4.0. Our honors graduates, as you will note, are wearing the gold hoods over their graduation robes, and we're especially proud of all of our honors graduates. So please join me in recognizing the accomplishments of these students. As we've said, we know that for many of you, the road to this day has been long and winding and hard, with its ups and downs, but you have persevered and your time has come. So on behalf of our undergraduate advisors, Mary Aldridge, Casey Butcher, Jennifer Gatlin, and LaDon Jones, congratulations to our bachelor's graduates. At this time, bachelor students, will you please stand, and marshals, will you please lead them to the stage for recognition?
Sherry Gibson. Jennifer Wynn. Zareen Yusuf Abdullah. Jacqueline Roberts. Rachel Leiter. Beverly Zondor. Joylyn Harrison McCarver Schlimp. Cindy J. Martin. Chief Petty Officer Eric Van Hinson, United States Navy. Retired Senior Chief David Wells, United States Navy. Chief Julian Leroy Rimbush, United States Navy. Chief Warrant Officer 3, Leland Dye, United States Army. Daniel Childress. Larry White. Danny Vern Arnold. Master Sergeant retired David Henning, United States Air Force. Clint Glover. Forbes Winford Perkins. Donna Kuiper. Annalisa Ramirez. Takia Tashay Jackson. Kinston Callahan. Tamika Bell. Anna Marie Spencer. Karis Nicole Downey. Lacey Ann Kinchelow. Rebecca Lugo Kaufman. Specialist Aaron Bailey, United States Army. Jacob Campbell. George Braswell. Tracy Lee Billings. Nasetta L. Red. Amber Whiteshirt. Pamela Jan Cook. Faisal Tohid Mirza. Angela Reilly. Jennifer Horn Burks. Dane Webb. R. Aaron Michaels Myers, Jr. Samantha Cathall. Brian Workman. Jennifer Coe. Gina Jackson. Sierra Nicole Johnston. Cody Langston. Sean Michael Woolley. Senior Chief Petty Officer Joseph Neely, United States Navy. Caitlin Ferguson Miller. Natalie Rose Vanoy. Lori Seamack. Rachel Heather Anderson. Jenica Bachman. Letha Dawn Calloway. Felicia Hunter. Abby Wynn Varnum. Frankie Ann Cunningham. Arnold Mitchell. Christopher Lloyd Rogers, United States Air Force, retired. Jacob Mangus. Master at Arms First Class Lucas Dior Roberts, United States Navy. Cammie Jameson. Jeffrey Scott Gibson. Krista Blue. Lainey Guthrie. Lori Hasty.
Please join me in an additional round of applause for our baccalaureate graduates one more time. Dean Pappas, honored faculty and guests, the May 2016 College of Liberal Studies graduates are ready for your recognition.
You know, the last person that came across the line indicated that she was the first generation college student. And I know that many of you are special to your families for the kind of things you've done and the accomplishments you have. So, ladies and gentlemen, all the candidates and graduates of the College of Liberal Studies have now been recognized. Will the graduates please rise and face the audience? Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present the May 2016 College of Liberal Studies graduate class. Graduates, while facing your loved ones, you should now move your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left side. With this move, you're paying homage to your new alma mater, the University of Oklahoma. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've now come to the end of our convocation ceremony. I would like to ask Dr. Bance to approach the podium and lead us in the singing of the OU chant. Now, for the audience, you can join in if you'd like, but it is obligatory for those of you who have just graduated to hold up your finger and be ready to sing.
For those of you that may not be aware, the OU chant is a loyalty song that is sung before and after every home football game, before and after every men's and women's basketball game, and at the end of many other athletic events and things like Convocation, other university functions. During the playing of the chant and the singing of the chant, every fan who wears the official colors, every current student, student athlete, alumni, and even friends of the university are allowed to do this as well, are encouraged to stand. Finger in the air, raise your right hand, index finger in the air as a symbolic gesture that shows those who do not know what it means to be a Sooner, that the greatness of the university and of the unity of all Sooners everywhere. The words to the chant are in your program for those of you that are not aware, so join me as we sing the OU chant. O-K-L-A-H-O-M-A, our chant rolls on and on. Thousands strong join heart and song in alma mater's praise. Of campus beautiful by day and night, of colors proudly gleaming red and white, 'neath the western sky, OU chant will never die. Live on, university. Boomer.
You may be seated. Before we conclude today's convocation, I would like to take a moment to thank those who worked behind the scenes to make this event possible. First, I'd like to thank the faculty who attended today, as well as the staff members who spent this Saturday here to honor the graduates. I'd particularly like to thank Dr. Shad Satterways for helping us with our ceremony as keynote speaker. Our pianist today is Mary Salih, and we appreciate her for providing the musical background for this event. We would also like to thank the staff and technicians of the Paul F. Sharp Hall for their assistance and guidance. I'd like to recognize our convocation event manager, Miss Missy Mitchell. She was assisted by a host of our staff and faculty. Please thank them for the work that they did in getting this ready. Finally, congratulations again to all the graduates of the college. The faculty and staff of the college are proud of your accomplishments. Thanks also to the family and friend of the graduates who joined them today. We now conclude the May 2016 College of Liberal Studies Convocation. Audience, we ask that you remain in the auditorium until the platform party and graduates have exited. In past years, students have been allowed to come to the stage to get a picture, but unfortunately, because of the late hour, we're not allowed to do this year. However, you are welcome to take pictures in the foyer or outside of Catlett. So will you please stand now and remain standing for the recessional.